Wait.
Here we are. Let's get ready. Welcome, Carolina. Welcome again. And today we are starting with the lives. Instead of recording our videos, we decided to just go live. And this is nice because every time it's improvised and you can see us getting ready. So first of all, let's remember what needs to be remembered. I really appreciate every little one of you who decides to subscribe to my channel and to also subscribe to Carolina's channel, because we are so motivated in helping so many people. So just click the button below and subscribe, and you will be updated with every single video that we are going to produce. And as you can see, we do this from our home because we are both moms, we both have children. And today with Carolina, we decided that we are going to speak about childhood fears. So again, Carolina, good morning. Thank you for being here. And let's just start this very entertaining conversation today.
Okay, hello everybody. I'm happy to be here with Sabrina, of course. And I also ask you to like us, to like the channels, to like this movie, this live, to comment, give us some comments, give us some ammo, just send us something to show that you really like what we are talking about. And in fact, we always have a lot of subjects and we usually don't know which to choose because everything is so interesting. And today we decide to talk about the fear because we think with Sabrina that the fear is that kind of emotion that really stops us from doing a lot of things in our lives. And maybe not so many of us can see it clear that most of these fears has the root in our childhood. And many situations that we had in the childhood and these old experiences, even that when we don't remember them, it still has this huge influence on our daily life today when we are grown people.
Yeah. It's true. Not many people are aware of that because it takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of motivation to go and dig deeper on the reasons why our life is like it is. So we maybe sometimes prefer to just complain about how life goes and complain about how we're not satisfied about our life, instead of just stop and decide to work on ourselves and to check from the beginning of our life how and what and who and where everything started, that then shaped all our decisions, all our actions. And fear is one of these emotions that is really very subtle, very subtle, and we can feel it in a certain situation, but it can also be all the time latent, I think, in English. So it can be something that you're not aware of, but then every action, every thought that you're producing every day of your life is guided by fear. Yes. And when it starts from childhood, is a very lifelong companion.
Yes, I think that when we talk about the fear, we need to also talk about safety. Because for kids and for adults also, but especially for kids, being safe is something so important. It's the basic, it's the fundamental thing in the life, to feel safe when you are small, when you have to rely on someone, when you can't do something by yourself, when you depend on someone and on the situation. And I think because of that, this fear is showing up when, you know, this early childhood, when we even, for example, we didn't get eating, yes, the milk or something to eat, when we feel alone, when we don't have a good place to sleep, when we can even be child, because sometimes it's like this, that the situation at home is so hard and difficult that kids can be kids. And then this harmony, there is no harmony when you don't feel safety, then you started to avoid fear, because the fear is showing up at the same time. And kids, like grown-up people, they are trying to find the solution how to survive with the fear in their own life, even if it's something small. Because I think this way, that when you are little and you can't even prepare this meal for you, you have this fear that you will be hungry. And this is the next basic need that you need to have fulfilled to live. And then these fears started to show up in many strange ways. And kids try to handle with that if they don't have support from these adults who are around them.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. And actually, you know, you mentioned the feeling of safety when you really lack material things, but you can also have this feeling of being not safe when you have material things, because maybe the people that are around you when you are a child are making you feeling fearful. So it depends. Every one of us, each one of us has got a very unique story, a very unique childhood story, and we cannot really guess which one is your story specifically. But every one of us, even the ones who had the most material safety, can experience fear when they're little, when they're children, because every one of us actually experiences life and people and words, you know, attitudes in a different way. So for instance, if I think about me, I have a brother. Yeah, we were children in the same family, and I had a completely different perception of what was happening around us than him.
Yes, but now the main question, why it was a difference between two of you? Because there is a reason why you saw it in a different way than your brother.
Well, my reason is that I think that we came here to learn different things. But yeah, he didn't really matter. He wasn't really observing things and life as I was. Okay. So I was more about all the details. I was more paying attention I was even absorbing actually the feelings of other people. Yeah. So they were really impacting me very much. He was not so much impacted by other people's behaviors and other people, or at least he didn't show it. It can also be that he didn't show it. Yeah. So in the same family, there will be different ways of reacting to the same situation. Yes, because we are unique.
Yes, that's why I asked this question, because I think that even in one family, every member can feel different, because parents are treating children in a different way. And even if you think that you're a great parent, that you are giving everything the same to all of your kids, the kids can feel that this little, even little change. And that's why one of them can have some kind of fear and the second one doesn't. And that's why this perception and understanding of reality is different. And I think that it's because these human needs are these basic human needs. One of them is to be accepted and to feel that you are loved, that you are worthy of love. Or because, in fact, as Marisa is always saying, yes, Marisa Peer, that we need to have this needs fulfilled, because without them, then we will look for something that is missing in us, and we will always look for something that it's not right with us. And it also creates a fear that I won't be loved like in the past, I won't be accepted, I won't be worthy like I was when I was a child, because for example, my parents treat me this way, so it must mean that I am not worthy enough, I'm not good enough, I am just not worthy of having these needs met. So that's why I think, even when you, as you said, Sabrina, that people from really rich home and families, and they got everything, they also have got fears, because it's not about what we have, it's about who we are and what we feel. And even having everything, we can feel that we still don't deserve it. We still have this fear inside of us that somehow it's not enough for me to be worthy of seen, loved, accepted, and feel safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Without that, we won't be safe. We won't feel safe without feeling loved, accepted, seen, and heard. Then we live in this loneliness, in this space that everything looks like it's negative, like it's danger, like it's everybody wants to only hurt us, or we don't deserve this better place for ourselves.
Yeah, and then we go back to the fear that then triggers this way of being disconnected by ourselves or by others. And I was thinking, while you were speaking about one client that I had, and she came to me because she wanted to solve a habit that she had. And I have made another video on this, actually, because this story is so incredible, so amazing, and the results she had, it's so amazing. So she came to me because she had this habit that is called trichotillomania. And what is it? It's the urge, it's the need to pull out your hair. And she had been doing that for over 30 years, okay? And she had tried everything to stop it. She had tried the therapies, she had tried tools, devices, everything. And then when we met, we decided to go and work, of course, on the subconscious. And from that point on, she realized, she knew at a conscious level, she knew what had happened during her childhood. But during the session, she really realized how deep was her fear and her need of safety. And that by pulling her hair, even in an adult age, it was making her feel safe. So we had to then transform that urge and that need to make her find other ways to feel safe. Because she's a wonderful woman, she's a wonderful mom, she's a wonderful worker, employee, or I think she's even an entrepreneur. But the thing was that she could make that change because she really saw the connection between her childhood fears, her childhood experiences, and the fact that that had accompanied her whole life.
But also, when I listen to you, I got the question, why this pulling her gave her this feeling of being safe? Because I think it's because
I think that our brain is very magic.
Control it. Because she couldn't control it.
She couldn't control it because the brain, as we know, the brain has got strategies. At one point, you know, we don't really understand why, but it's like something from very deep makes us do some other things, some physical, visible actions, in order for us to find that safety that we couldn't find in a normal environment. And
that's why I'm saying,
if the environment is not normal and it's not safe and it's not balanced,
that's why I'm saying
these are just strategies, you know.
She created that mechanism to feel safe because she could control pulling out the hair. And it sounds crazy for normal human, yes, because you know, when we will talk about it with some, I don't know, friend on the street or someone, they will say, what are you talking about? But it's like this, because when you don't have control, and think about it, everyone of you can think about it right now. When I don't have control over something, I feel the fear. When I go to work, I need to do something. I can't predict, for example, the result. When I feel I don't have the full control, then I try to react somehow, because we believe that when we have control, then everything is okay. That it gives me this peace, this harmony, and this feeling that, in fact, it will regulate our nervous system, as you said. It's only because of that. And that's why people are doing these strange things, that they are, I don't know, they are counting books, or counting, I don't know, the steps, or they are cleaning the flat, or they wash their teeth 50 times a day. Yes, they are doing something, and after many years they don't understand why I do this.
Because when we create that, we were so young that we didn't have words to explain and to understand. So when very heavy things, or anyway, whatever situation can trigger our brain, our nervous system to develop this kind of strategies, we don't know why, because we just are in need. We are in need of safety. We are in need of love. We are in need of being seen, being heard. And our brain, in this way, it's very magic, and actually it's perfect, because our brain is made to keep us alive, and to make us survive. But that is the ancient brain, like the brain that comes from our ancestors, but very, very, very old brain, you know. And I think that
but it's true. If I can disturb you, it's true about these past generations, because even when the past generations are repeating some kind of mechanism, we also learn it.
But I was speaking about the reptilian brain, you know, the part of our brain that is really the one that was created in the very beginning of the human existence. And then, of course, this brain goes on from generation to generation anyway, and we acquire certain patterns from our family ancestors. So the fact is that many people don't know how the brain works, because they don't really, they're not interested in knowing how the brain works. We have learned it because we went and we trained, and we learned about these neuroscience findings. And it's fascinating at the same time, because it makes you really see life in a very different perspective.
Much different.
Because... And it's also nice, I think, for us, Carolina, then you can tell me if you feel the same way, because once we know, then we can make other people understand
Yes,
how their life are shaped and because and why.
Yes, but yes, of course we can, and we really want to do it. That's why we are doing it, because we know that this is true and it's a fact. It's nothing new, it's a fact, and we can check this fact even. But what it's interesting that not so many people still want to know the truth. It's easier for them to stay in the pattern and even to call it sickness or genetic mutation or something, yes, because they can see clearly, for example, that kind of issue is in their with their family for, I don't know, 5 generations, 6 generations, but they still believe that it's kind of sickness. They don't want to see that they really can't change and to understand the reason of this issue, whatever it is.
Because, well, I personally believe that every one of us has got a learning process on a physical level, on a mental level, and also on a more energetical level, let's say spiritual or soul level, you know. And I think that until all these levels are aligned, we are staying in a certain pattern because we are learning, we are still learning. And from the outside, it can look unbearable, it can look incomprehensible why people stay in that pattern. And also because, you know, very well that actually our brain learns by repetition. So when we are in a certain habit and the whole family is acting in the same way, that's our normality, that's what is familiar. So most people don't understand that staying in what is familiar makes them stay in a pattern that is not really serving them anymore.
And I wanted to say it when you were talking about this, that yes, it's about the pattern that we still repeat. As long as we are repeating the same pattern, it won't change. And even when we relate it to the fear, the kind of fears that we have in our life, because when we will focus now on ourselves, we can write down few fears, just right now, because we know what we are afraid of. We know it. Everyone knows it, but most of people don't know why. Why do they feel this fear about this or this or that? And as you said, when we will still repeat and we won't dive deeper and we won't understand, then our life won't change. And the fear will be still present deeper in our life, because it's like, I don't know how to even to relate it, that when you repeat, even when we were talking about once about thinking, that our way of thinking, it's so rooted that it's really not so easy to change how we think every day, how we think. This rhythm of thoughts, the topic of thoughts, the emotions that we create with that thought, they are still in our heads every day, and we are repeating it. We are living in this loop, and we are make our fear stronger. Repeating.
And then the fears, actually, this is something that I really want to point out, because when we become so used to live in fear, then it impacts not only our life, the actions, the decisions, but it can impact, and it's been showed by scientific studies, it can impact our bodies, because our emotions are stored in our body. It's not only about having some thoughts and emotions and then we behave in a certain way. The more we produce the same emotions and the same thoughts, the more our body is going to be affected.
Yes, it's reacting. Yes, Yes, because it can't react in different way when you are giving the straight command.
Absolutely. We are giving the same command, which is not very useful. And then the body just
Yes.
acts on that command.
It's like
it's
this,
not even a reaction, you know, it's really a subsequent action. Because by
like
receiving the same
yes.
command, which is mental, which is emotional,
Yeah.
but by receiving every day of your life the same command, your body will then act
Yes.
according to that, and not according to what you think would be the best for your body.
Yes. And this is so interesting and fascinating. We could talk about it many hours, because this topic is developing all the time. Yes, and yes, that's why when you realize that you've got this button, this red button in your body, then you can see that, because usually we can see, oh, I react in this way, but I don't know why I reacted in this way. It even doesn't have any sense in this situation, but I did that, and I don't know why. But in the past, there was a kind of situation, experiences in your life that created that pattern, that mechanism, that now every time when you feel similar emotion, it doesn't mean that the situation must be the same. When you feel this emotion, then the button is, then you push this button, and you push this button without knowing that you are doing it, because you feel this emotion, and it's enough.
Absolutely. And think about adults at work, and then we can expand this in another episode. But now I had an image just popping in my mind, and it's like we become adults, and then we think that we can go on with our life. But when we are in a social environment, like at work, and we cannot really collaborate well, or maybe there are some managers that have to have a very effective teamwork, and they cannot, you know, they don't manage to be as effective because of these fears. So they carry their past fears and emotions with them all day long, not only when they are at home, not only when they go to bed, also at work. So I also think about all these situations where once the fears are resolved at a subconscious level, then you can impact other people's in a very much effective
Of course, first of all, you need to understand the why. You need to understand the reason of the fear, because on the beginning, because I had a situation with someone, I was talking with someone, and the story was that, you know, when that person was a child, had this difficult situation at home, and many times at school, teachers asked that child then, do you eat well? Because I can see you don't look good. Are you healthy? And that child tried to perform like everything is okay. Because if they will know something is wrong, the structure of the family will collapse. And the structure was something that was safe for this child, because that child know that structure. And that child know how to perform in that structure, how to live, how to survive, how to act just to live. And that makes them feel safe. This structure that
even
they know.
if it's not safe.
Yes. And after many, many years, that kind of people who had this kind of situation, they could also do the same. That if I will say something about the structure that it's not good for me, but I know that structure, it will collapse and I won't be safe again. And then I don't know how my life will look like when I will have to, you know, act in a different way and to learn something new. For some people, it's impossible. That's why they decide to stay in this environment, in this place, in family, in situation, in relationships, because it somehow gives them feeling of safety, even if it's not good for them.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we could go on for hours because I think that fears is some topic that concerns humans all over the world. And I think that actually fears are the best tool that is used to make us have massive reactions or massive actions
Manipulate.
in certain situations in society. But this is also another different topic, completely different topic that goes out of our subconscious field. Yeah.
Yes, yes, of course.
Yeah. But what I want to say before we end today's conversation is that it is possible to overcome your childhood fears. It is possible to understand the reason why. There are many people who can help you, and Carolina and I are among them because we have these skills and we have already helped several people to overcome those fears.
And we also overcome our fears.
And we had to overcome our fears because during our training, we had to work first on ourselves. So it's not that we help people without knowing what's going on.
Yes,
it's always, we start always from the fact that we have worked on ourselves before.
Yes, yeah, of course, I agree with you. And I just want to add that you must believe that everything is possible. Everything is possible. It only depends on you. Only on you. You can do everything. You can change everything. You can live your dream life. You can be yourself. You can love yourself. You can create whatever you want. And try to imagine your life without the fear. What would you do without the fear? And then you can realize how many things you can do. If you won't feel the fear, if you won't give a place to have a fear in your life, you could do everything. So you just need to replace the fear with excitement and believing in yourself. And we are here to help you because we are really passionate about that. We care about people. We care about everyone who see that these limitations, because the limitation is only in your mind, in fact.
Yeah. So whoever is watching these videos and can feel that these words are really resonating in their heart and also in their mind, and they can really see how their life is rolling with their current situation, there is a way. There is a way to overcome that and to change direction and to make your life the best life, as Carolina said. So I think that for today, it's almost the limit time. I can see that
for me,
there are family movements, and it's always, I love this. You know, I am so grateful that Carolina has this incredible energy, and you are so brave, Carolina, because
you too.
Well, but you know, my kids are grown-ups and I don't have them around as I had them around when they were kids. Your kids are still kids, and it's fantastic to see that you manage to give your time to them, but as well you manage to give time to your passion and to your work and to your activity.
Thank you, Sabrina. You are so nice. And to conclude this, what you said, it's because I break my fear. Because on the beginning, I also had the fear what people will say, how I can be here, what I will talk about. It's only your decision. When you will start doing it, with every step, it's easier and it's familiar, and then you feel great because it's just. So I'm also happy with you here.
Beautiful. So just remember to subscribe to the channel, to leave a comment, to let us know what kind of fears are you experiencing, and to connect with us. You will find all the details in the description of this video as well. And we will be back very soon with another conversation.
Of course. Thank you.